Hi, hello Tiny Leaf Village. My name's Michelle. I've been asked by Chantel to do a little recording for you this morning, just to give you some practical tips on staying positive, especially at these times that we're in now. First of all, I thought I'd give you some practical tips on how you can just make your days go a bit more smoothly and how you can kind of get yourself set up for the day so that you're not kind of just wallowing or getting so bored. I remember after I had Henry, when he got a little bit older, it was really easy for me once everyone had gone back to work, my husband had gone back to work, it was really easy of me to just kind of slob around in my pajamas all day and not really take care of myself because I wasn't seeing anybody, I wasn't speaking to anyone, I wasn't really going anywhere. Henry, for those of you who don't know me, Henry was a bit of a feeding fiend, so most of my days were spent on the sofa really feeding Henry. I struggled sometimes, really struggled to kind of get the motivation to just get through another day. So these are kind of things that really helped me at that time, and I feel that a lot of you are probably in a similar place at the moment with being on this lockdown, especially those of you that live alone. You have those same feelings of what's the point. So just some tips to get you through your days. So first of all, first tip is when you get up, get dressed. So it's so easy to just stay in your pajamas and sit on the sofa all day, but actually the clothes you wear and the way you look make you feel different. So just getting dressed in the morning makes you feel like you have a purpose for that day. It doesn't matter if no one's going to see you. It doesn't matter if you just still put on some comfy, relaxed clothing, but getting dressed is really important. Also, I found always having a shower every morning really helps. Just kind of washes the night away and gets you ready for the day, wakes you up a bit. My husband is a real avid fan of cold showers, so if you have the guts for that, a couple of minutes freezing cold shower, that kind of really wakes you up. So if you want to try that, there's loads of information on the internet about like cold showers and cold water therapy, so you can have a look at that if you're interested. Something else that I always find really useful is to do some exercise every day. It doesn't have to be a massive workout gym session. At the moment I am following an exercise program called Ab Camp, and it's written by a doctor called Brianne Grogan. I can put the link underneath here if anybody's interested. And she does loads and loads of different exercises and routines that are really good, especially for mothers after giving birth from day one up to years and years later, especially if you've had any kind of pelvic floor issues or stomach issues. She's amazing. So I'm doing her ab camp at the moment. It's only 15 to 20 minutes a day, but it just makes a huge difference getting that little bit of exercise in each day. Another thing that I find really makes a difference is to plan your day. So have something that you need to do each day, even if it's just a small task, if it's cleaning or there's a certain thing that you want to cook that day, or planning where you're going to go on your walk today. Anything, just make sure you have some kind of plan for the day. And even if you like planning, which I like to have a bit of a plan, have an outline structure of your day. So it doesn't have to be rigidly timed, but just a general order of what you're going to do when that day, I find is really helpful. At these times, obviously, we're not seeing people as much, so I think it's really important to be able to touch base with someone each day, especially if you're living alone. So try to phone somebody or have a text conversation with somebody. Obviously, some kind of FaceTime or face-to-face video calling is the best thing you can do. It's great to have that connection with somebody face-to-face. So try to do that every day. Maybe you could arrange with different friends and family members on days that you might phone each other. It's easy with us, with Henry, because he just wants to talk to the rest of the family, and the family always want to talk to him. So we get to phone people every day, and Henry has a little chat with them as well, which is really nice for us. Another practical tip is to have a real good think about what you're looking at and what you're listening to. So as well as the way you look can change the way you feel, and what you do that day can change the way you feel, I think a really, really important thing is what you're taking in. So if you think about your physical body, what you take into your physical body has a huge impact on it. So for instance, your diet. So whatever you eat is going to have an impact on your physical body. Everybody obviously knows that. Obviously, there is more and more research coming out that shows how what you take into your body has a huge effect on your mind as well. And I think that applies not just to what you consume, but what you can hear and what you see and what you take in through your senses. So I think it's really important to surround yourself with some positive messages, especially some positive social media at this time. I know that the news and a lot of things that are getting posted on Facebook are information that maybe you would like. However, you really need to limit what you're reading and what you're looking at. A really good tip is to go and have a look at on Facebook who you're following. So you can go to a page that shows you like what sites and what pages you're following, and they are the ones that come up on your newsfeed. Now, if you see any on there that are having quite a few negative comments from them, or all their articles are kind of scary, or a bit negative, and you just don't want to be seeing that stuff, then you can simply just unfollow them. They won't know you've unfollowed them. It's not unliking them. It just means they're not going to come up on your newsfeed anymore. So that's a really, really good tip. Also, anything positive you see on Facebook and you feel like you want to see more of that, then make sure you like their page and follow them, and you'll get more things like that coming through to your newsfeed. Same with other social media sites. Just check who you're following and just cancel those followings that aren't serving you in a positive way at the moment, because I don't think we need any more negative press and negative social media in our lives right now. Thinking about what we kind of take in, and especially looking at the impact of social media, I think it's really, really important as well to have a think about your internal voice and maybe even your external voice, and changing those words that you use. So I saw a post on Facebook recently which really resonated with me, and it said, "I am not stuck at home, I am safe at home." And those two sentences, with just that one word change, have completely different meanings, and they feel completely different in your body. So telling yourself you are stuck at home has a negative connotation, and it makes you feel like you're out of control of this situation and it's not in your control and you're being forced to do something. Whereas on the other hand, saying you are safe at home, it just feels completely different. You're telling yourself that you are making this decision to look after yourself, and this is a positive thing, being at home. So it's really, really important to think about the words that you use on a day-to-day basis, and especially those words that you have in your head, those things that you tell yourself. So during this time, I think everybody's going to be having some negative thoughts and saying some negative things, because you're going to be feeling some negative feelings, and that's okay. Everybody feels that way sometimes, and all of your feelings are valid, and all of your feelings are okay to feel. It's okay to not be okay every day. I think the most important thing that you have to realise, though, is that you are in control of the way you feel. Sometimes it doesn't seem like that at all, but you can change how you feel. So I think if you're having any of those negative emotions, if you wake up one morning and you just feel rubbish, then I think the first step that you need to do is to recognise how you're feeling and to tell yourself how you're feeling. Maybe say it out loud, maybe write it down. Really highlight how you're feeling, because that is the first step to being able to change those feelings. And sometimes just recognising those feelings makes you feel completely different. I know there was a study done a long time ago that it was like a survey in the street, and they were stopping people and asking them some questions. So they did this on sunny days and on rainy days, and they were asking people at the end of this survey what their mood was on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, on the sunny days, most people were in a better mood, so they scored higher on that scale, so they would say a 7 or an 8 in terms of happiness. On the rainy days, obviously the scale, the perception of how they felt was a lot lower, so it would be in under 5, kind of the low end of the scale. However, when the people doing the experiment highlighted the fact that it was raining that day, so they would say to the contestants, how are you feeling today? And they would highlight the weather. So, oh, it's such a miserable day today, isn't it? It's really raining and makes you feel a bit rubbish today. How are you feeling today? And just acknowledging that the weather was bad and it can make you feel bad made the participants' scores go up. So they actually improved their happiness levels just by recognising that they felt rubbish because it was raining. And that's it. They didn't do anything else, they just recognised it. So I think that really shows how powerful recognising and naming your emotions can be. So if we want to start thinking about how we can change our emotions, I think a massive thing that everybody needs to do at the moment is to learn how to stop and to come back to themselves and to really focus on what's important. I think a really good way of doing that is through meditation and deep breathing exercises and relaxation exercises. I have been doing meditation for a number of years and lots of different relaxation techniques. I've worked mainly with children providing these methods for children to relax. But I wanted to just share a quick one with you guys today. It's called a magic carpet relaxation. Some of you might have done it before. It's quite a popular one. If you've never done meditation before, it's a really easy one to kind of tune into and get you started thinking about your breathing and how relaxed you are and things like that. So I'm going to start that in a minute. I'm going to ask you during the meditation to think of some words. And at the end of the meditation, I'm going to ask you to do something with those words that you've thought about. Okay, so get yourself comfortable, find a place to either sit or lie down. It doesn't matter what position you're in for meditation. Some people, think that they have to be in a certain position doing a certain thing. Meditation isn't actually that prescriptive. You can sit wherever you like, wherever you think you're comfortable and where you won't need to move for the duration of the meditation. It'll only last for a few minutes, so just make sure you're comfortable. You might want to grab a blanket. Some people get quite cold when they're doing meditation, or a pillow to make yourself even more comfortable. When you're ready, you just need to close your eyes and listen. So I'd like you to take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. I want you to imagine that you're walking around a garden. You can feel the soft, spongy grass underneath your feet. It's a beautiful sunny day and the sun's shining down on you as you walk around this garden, taking in all the sights and sounds. In the distance, you see a tree. It's a bright green tree and it's beckoning you over. As you walk closer and closer to the tree, you see that there's something on the ground underneath this tree. As you get closer, you notice that it's a carpet. It's full of intricate patterns, and this carpet is so inviting it makes you want to sit on it. You walk over to the carpet and you sit down on it, feeling the soft fibres underneath your hands. As you're sitting, relaxing on this blanket, you notice the blanket suddenly starts to move off the floor. The carpet floats up and up with you sat on it. You go up higher into the sky, above the tree, and you're looking down on the garden that you've been in. You realise this is no ordinary carpet, but a magic carpet. It takes you higher and higher up into the sky, and as you look down, you can see all the world below you. You realise that this magic carpet can take you anywhere you want. All you have to do is imagine that place in your mind's eye. I want you to choose a place, real or imaginary. It can be a building, it can be a space outside. It can be anywhere that you want to go right now. Imagine that place. Have a picture of that place and put it in your mind's eye. And when you're ready, the magic carpet's going to take you there. The magic carpet flies you through the sky, over the world, through the clouds, through the sky, until you see below you your special place. The carpet slowly floats down and lands gently in your special place. You step off of the magic carpet and take a look around you. You take in all the sights. You notice all the tiny details. You stand still for a moment and just listen. Listen to all the sounds around you, the sounds that are close to you, the sounds that are further away. You walk around your place and you feel the ground under your feet. You go over to some objects in your place and you touch them and you think about how they feel underneath your fingers. You take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, and you notice the wonderful smells. You find somewhere to sit and rest. And you continue taking in all the sights and sounds and smells that are around you. And you notice how you feel in your special place. How do you feel right now being here? I want you to hold on to that feeling, hold on to those words. I want you to choose some words to describe how you're feeling right now. And I want you to hold them in your mind and take them back onto your magic carpet. You sit down on your magic carpet and wait for it to lift you high up into the sky and whiz you right back to that garden, floating down, down, down to rest underneath the tree. Your mind and your heart filled with those words that you collected from your special place. You step off of the magic carpet and feel the grass beneath your feet. You walk back towards your home. Taking those words and those feelings with you. And when you're ready, I want you to wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes. Move your arms, bend your knees. If you're lying down, I'd like you to sit up. When you're ready, take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. You might want to stretch up. In through your mouth, nose, out through your mouth. And open your eyes. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now, while you've got those words and those feelings in your mind and in your body, I want you to take a piece of paper and a pen and I want you to write those down. So you might only have one, you might have 20, however many you have, write them all down now. When you've done, you might want to pause the video while you do that, and when you come back, I will tell you what I want you to do with those words. Okay, so you should have your page of really positive, wonderful words now, and wonderful feelings that you can really focus on, and you can take with you for, you know, the rest of the day at least. So what I want you to think about now, while you've still got those lovely feelings and thoughts in your mind, I want you to have a look at those words that you've written on that piece of paper and have a really good think of what you can do in a practical sense, so physical things that you can do to make you have more of what you've written down. So for instance, I might have written down on my piece of paper relaxation. Maybe I would have written happiness and space. So I would have to sit and think about how I could bring, first of all, more relaxation into my life. Now, the things that obviously spring to my mind are meditation, maybe yoga, and maybe having a hot, warm bath. Then I would look at some of the other words, maybe space. Being shut in the house, space could be a bit of an issue. So you have to be creative with some of these words and these feelings you've written down now. So for me, maybe my space is getting out in the garden more often. Maybe my space is having some space alone. Maybe I need to spend some time in a room by myself each day to just have my own space. So I want you to just go through those words, either one at a time or do it as a whole, if that makes more sense to you. And write down at least 3 things that you can do this week to make you have more of these things in your life. And if you could do them daily, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? Imagine how much better you're going to feel each day if you can foster these feelings and help them to grow. Okay, so just one last thing to think about before I leave you is I want you to to hold on to the fact that your words have such an important impact on the way you feel. When you're having any negative thoughts over the next few days, I want you to write those thoughts down. Now, we're not going to spend lots of time focusing on these negative thoughts because you don't want to attract more negativity into your life. So I want you to just write that negative thought down, and then I want you to have a really close look at what those words are in that sentence that you've written. And I want you to think about how you could change one or two of those words to make your sentence a positive one, or at least more positive. And then I want you to try to put that thought into your mind. So if once you've written it down, if you say it out loud 3 to 5 times, and I want you to see if that changes your thought pattern, or maybe just instantly changes the way you feel. Maybe that will only last for a few minutes, maybe it will last the rest of the day, but you can do this exercise as many times as you want. So that's a really simple thing that you can do to try to change your negative thoughts and feelings into positive ones. Recognise them, write them down, and then see how you could maybe change those words to change your thoughts. And eventually that will change how you feel. So that's all from me. If you are interested, I have a page called Radiance, which I will put the link to down here. I post on there mainly children's activities to do with mindfulness. I'm training to be a yoga teacher at the moment, so there will be some yoga going up there soon. I've also been adding some suggestions for toddler activities during the lockdown, so that might be useful to you. I've also got a group that's linked to that Radiance page where I've been posting free videos of mindfulness and relaxation activities for children, mainly aged at age kind of 7 to 11, but you could definitely do it with younger children as well. So I'll put those links below. If you could give our page a like, that would be great, and that will keep you updated with everything that we are doing at the moment. So thanks very much. I know Chantal has got loads of other stuff coming up for you over the next few weeks, so I hope you'll all enjoy that, and hopefully I will see you all again soon. Blessings and strength to you all, and be radiant. Bye.